As you can see, I'm dealing with low light once again. It is a very dull, cloudy, low light day. Well, here I go again, trying to get the absolute best photos under the worst conditions. It can be done. There are some brown-headed cowbirds right over there. Love is in the spring air. A male cowbird appears to be wooing a potential mate. She's a bit shy as she considers the male with a peek. She moves a bit closer. He bows and puffs his feathers to impress her, but she looks up and pretends not to notice. She's not impressed and turns her back on her suitor. He seems to give up and turns away as well. How sad. Well, fine, she seems to say as she flies off angry. Our man is now rejected and alone. However, there will be other opportunities. There are killdeer flying all around me. Because it is such a cloudy, low light day, I decided not to travel far and to simply go birding close to where I live. And where I live, my favorite place to go birding is Marion Tallgrass Trail. And today I am using my Sony A1 with my Sony 200 to 600 millimeter lens. And so far I've had a great time. I've gotten some great shots. A red-winged blackbird is begging to be photographed, and I'm happy to oblige. Did you hear that white-throated sparrow? They're all around me. They're in these bushes and they're in the woods behind me. And I just took some photos of one right up there. This morning before I left the house, my wife checked the weather app and it said that the clouds were going to go away and it was going to be sunny. It is about noon right now and these clouds don't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon. I thought maybe I would take this moment to share another tip with you. In my last video titled Spring Birding, I shared some of the ways I try to get the best images that I can in low light. I have another tip for you, and you've seen it with every photo you've looked at in this video. Before I say what it is, let me share my common experience, especially when I first began photography. I would go out on a day like today where the light is low and I'd try to nail the exposure. I would increase or decrease the exposure dial until it looked good. And in my viewfinder, I can see the changes as I make them. It's just a feature of my camera. And I would get what I thought was a good exposure, go home, load the photo on the computer, blow it up, and be horrified at all the noise. If you've ever examined a noisy photo, the worst areas are the darkest areas. And so the idea with this tip is to lighten up the whole photo by increasing exposure, but not increasing it too much and blowing out your highlights and losing detail. What I'm talking about is exposing to the right. All that is looking at the histogram as you increase exposure. You'll see a white bell-shaped curve that represents your whites. As you increase exposure, it moves to the right. The idea is to get as close as possible to the right side of the histogram, but not touch it, not go past it. You don't want to lose detail by blowing out those highlights. And so what you are doing is lightening your photo as much as possible without overdoing it. And when you do that, it minimizes noise even at high ISO. I've had images at 12,800 ISO that look great. Now, when you load those photos onto your computer screen, you're going to have to lower the exposure to get it right. But because there's less noise to begin with, because your image is light, the photo looks so much better. You can get great photos at very high ISOs. Here's an example photo from this outing. It was shot at ISO 12,800. There is noise, and as we zoom in, you'll see it more, but it's minimal because I exposed to the right. And here is the same photo after I cropped and edited, and it turned out to be a photo I'm pretty happy with. Well, I'm telling you, if you expose to the right, you're going to be amazed. Give it a try, and I truly hope it helps you get better photos in low light. Those calls are eastern meadowlarks, and this field is full of them. I managed to get a shot of a couple. I just got a great shot of a male northern cardinal. I was very happy to see golden crown kinglets in the tall trees beyond the brush line, but they were so small and just out of range. This image is highly cropped, and look how small the kinglet still is. I was very disappointed. However, I will get another opportunity during this outing. And then while walking by the lake, I saw a seagull. With a little help, I identified it as a Bonaparte's gull. I just photographed a golden crown kinglet right in there. After my earlier disappointment, I'm very happy to have another opportunity to photograph these kinglets down lower in the brush in front of me. Wow. Right up there, I just saw an eastern phoebe, and it flew across the trail over here, and I got some shots. Hopefully I got some good ones. Phoebes arrive in Ohio in mid to late March and are a welcome sign of spring. That was a nice surprise. I was working my way through this area, which has a lot of tall grass and brush, and right over there, what I believe may have been a Wilson snipe sprung up from the grass and took to the air, flew over that way, and I did my best to get some shots. Hopefully I got at least one good one. Wow. Right in front of me, I just saw a couple of juvenile white-crowned sparrows, and they're still over there. On that same fence, I saw my first 2024 tree swallow. This was another fun spring outing. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you the next time. Happy birding.